Maintenant, on va se focaliser sur notre sixième livre, qui est intitulé en anglais The Complex System, Some Algerian Practical Cases, Volume 1. Donc, les systèmes complexes, euh, quelques cas pratiques algériens, volume 1. Donc, on a dans ce volume-là consacré uniquement l'aspect d'implémentation des informations graphiques, l'interopérabilité, le problème sémantique, analyse urbaine et manipulation et optimisation spatiale. Voilà donc à peu près l'ouvrage. Donc toujours dans les éditions universitaires européennes, vous avez l'ISN, vous avez l'impression, c'est toujours à Berlin, en Allemagne. Le document est en anglais. Donc, il est sorti au mois de février 2018 sur à peu près 545 pages comme volume de l'ouvrage. Les points de vente, c'est Amazon.fr, d'autres sites, pourquoi pas allemands, étrangers, et suisses essentiellement. Et on voit à peu près, pour donner l'idée de l'ouvrage, voilà l'ouvrage, donc c'est l'ouvrage, hein, le document lui-même. Et voilà donc le verso du document du livre. Bien. Ainsi, nous avons ici la page de garde du livre qui contient le titre ainsi que le sous-titre et l'éditeur. Et au verso, nous avons le résumé de l'ouvrage, le résumé sur l'auteur et bien sûr l'ISBN de l'ouvrage. Euh, Maintenant, pour ce qui est de l'information sur l'auteur, le professeur Mohamed-Khireddine est diplômé de doctorat en automatique et en informatique de l'ISA de Lyon, en France. Il était recteur de l'université de Shahid Hamad Akhdar. Il était directeur du laboratoire MISC de recherche de l'université Mahri, Université Constantine II. Il est toujours président de l'association Sciences Développement de l'Université Mentoré Constantine. Il a été membre de certains nombres de réseaux tels que ACIT, CCIS, ainsi que d'autres réseaux d'ICT. Il a contribué, bien sûr, au développement scientifique et de recherche en France, aussi bien en France qu'en Algérie. Et surtout dans le domaine de l'informatique et technologie. Et dans les centres de recherche, nous avons réussi à créer et développer l'informatique dans l'Est algérien, dans pratiquement toutes les universités. Nous avons réussi à placer pas mal de départements, les mettre sur debout, former le personnel informatique de chacune des universités de l'Est. Et en résumé, on peut dire que notre ambition, c'est d'aller vers le mieux, d'améliorer la situation professionnelle et éducative et scientifique, et pourquoi pas. So, in summary, the book on this on the systems of geographical information is composed of five volumes, setting up of the system of a geographical information system, semantic interoperability, analysis and urban spatial manipulation, and optimization. Treatment of pictures and cards, decision and optimization, ontologies and recognition of the object, research of information, materialization of the views, and spatial requests, and GSM networks, service, deposit of data, and grid computing. This book applies to all peoples who want to improve is mastery and the setting up of the complex systems, uh, uh, complex systems, as for example the geographical information systems, which is a programmer, geographer, and geologist, etc. It addresses as much the programmer near of the modeling of the system of information that those near of the conception and the development and which the master the complex systems and to the users of the geographical information system, specialists of urban, specialists of territory planning, protective of the environment, geographer, geologist, specialists of geographical techniques, landscaping, etc. That one to learn the techniques of conception and development of the computing system as Maurice or EML. One proposed panoply there in general of thematic medicated of information and of the geographical information in particular before the number important chapters. One preferred to decompose it more or less in 5 volume homogeneous by the same opportunity, knowledge of the main concept of setting up of system of information of databases, of deposit of data network, and treatment of picture is prerequisite to the reading of this book. Pour ce qui est des mots clés ou keywords, nous avons système complexe, complex system, implementation of the geographical information system, GIS, implémentation de système géographique, image processing, traitement d'image, information retrieval, recherche d'information, spatial optimisation, optimisation spatiale, carte traitement, traitement des cartes, sémantique, interoperabilité, l'interopérabilité sémantique, et GSM network, réseau de GSM, analysis, urban analysis and manipulation, analyse urbaine et manipulation urbaine. So, from this that image, which represents the older hatchet of the city of Constantine, we will try via a guiding principle to create a word semantic in order to bring this image to life in order to better exploit it. To do this, we will create several thematic layers of information on networks, gas, electricity, water, roads and also roads, and highways, etc. And water, route, meteorological, climatic, geographical, air quality maps, etc. All this to have a real geographic database that will allow to manipulate geographic knowledge. So, in FOREWORD, the recent evolutions of the complex systems that manipulate information on the one hand in general and on the other hand, the geographical information in particular, indicate an acceleration of its development, so much to viewpoint of its structures, of its organizations, that of its fashions, of working, and its evolution. This book has for goal to give account of the academic research efforts undertook science more for of about 30 years in the domain of the mastery of the complex systems and especially of setting in work of the systems of geographical information. Uh, Thanks to the thematic of research and framing of the engineers and magisteries of the doctors and the mentoring University of Constantine and in the Shahid Hamal Akhtar University of El Wad in Algeria. This book does homage to his soldier of researcher. The different chapters retrace their adventure and the different projects of research. Different problematic has been landed to trade this kind of complex systems and especially to give account of theoretical and convenient arsenal that allowed us to solve and to put different system of geographical information in place in Algeria, permitting to treat the problematic of Algerian actuality as the desertification, the pollution, and the ascent of the sloppy water, the expansion of the populations, the planning of the zones of activities, etc. By the same opportunity, one has been brought to treat problems of optimization of the treatment of the picture and cards, and finally of optimization of the GSM network and service. Since very chapters traces and autonomous experience in relation in the order, it is clear that one attempts a certain redundancy of data not to touch of the specialty of every research project. This forward presented by Professor Khaledi Mohamed-Khireddine and my website and my university and laboratory. In general introduction, from time immemorial, we used representations on the form of driving, diagrams, and or sketches to transmit some knowledge to explain some phenomena of the or the not the situation of which one went to keep and trust, and this in a visual and spatially concise manner. Besides the global and spatial information seizure that a card permits, in fact, precious to one to analyze and to manipulate a set of information or the fire of spatial relations or know anything to different elements or geographical object represented on a card. That is a projection of the real world in a plane from where the necessity for us to make an enormous effort of work to reconstitute and especially the restore the semantic wealth of our real world. The necessity to communicate with the help of complex system and as the system of information, geographical information are SIG, is more and more big because of the streams and of information to analyze coming and of olives and transmit a local area network of the chips and or national to make, for example, visible our enterprise or an internet for the trade. Uh, if the domain of the systems of geographical information remained during a very long time to appendix appendix of some insiders. A revolution is in progress. Science more of about 30 years bound to the trivialization of the data processing of the internet, and especially the flight of the mobile portable, of which use to upset the manner allowed to communicate the information of the city and the country and the the being closer the decision makers governing and the user consumer in the setting of the intelligent city, smart city of the e-government. However, as are the needs in matter, a certain number of things must meet in the systems of information of the city or the country. That it is about programs element of help to the decision of the necessity of the structures and the structure and the organize to set the set of the relative spatial information correctly to one or problem to suit the given phenomena. One intends in this book to present a little our approach of these different problems to see their feasibility on the some and on the other and the experiment methods of approaches and the resolution of the problem studies with our students in the setting of their practicum convenient of cycle and the get their diploma that is of engineering of state magister of doctorate. Here our goal is to see if it is possible or not to solve complex problem of all viewpoints, graphic display among among other or cartographic of the phenomena, and especially to give account of the semantic difficulties, the old account at the time of the explanation of its phenomena from several geographical databases or of several deposits of data from where the problem and the semantic interoperability to take in account to adjust it. Every chapter retraces an experience of course It can be positive or more or less negative, but to the final one tempted to bring some answer to the questions to far one or of the studied phenomena at the desertification, the pollution, the earthquake, and the accent of the sloppy water, the mobile network, the network of hills, the network of transportation, etc. One also approached the problem in the ontologies that is going to help us to fire the join of the knowledge of the geographical spatial objects manipulated better. For it, it was necessary to approach the problem of the representation, the modeling, and the manipulation of the geographical spatial objects to answer, answer the different geographical spatial requests of the potential usurper. Before the independence of the objects that I treat are to privilege, it is obvious that one attends a certain dose of the latency of information in the different chapter and the concept of modeling memories UML depending one moves toward relational databases or databases-oriented objects to see events, in some cases of the system multi-agents of the development environment as MapInfo version 6.5 with MapBasic product, etc. The goal is, of course, to put interactive systems of help in place to the decision for the follow-up and the management of the specific problem treated. The rates will find with the passing of the chapters of the element that will allow them to solve and to transpose the solutions to their specific problem and to facilitate their possible adaptability to their system. Given the volume of the book, I prefer to divide it into 5 volumes according to the following themes: implementation of geographical information system, semantic interoperability, urban spatial analysis, manipulation and optimization for first volume. The 2 volume, second volume, image and card processing data optimization. The third volume, ontology and the recognition of objects. The fourth volume, search for information materialized of views and spatial queries. And the final volume, 5 volume, GSM networks service, data repository, and grid. We apologize for any effort to inadvertently slip into our book that we try to limit as much as possible. We wish you good reading, and we hope that our book will be an important support for the future student at the end and training, seeker, master, engineering, doctor, and the potential user of complex system in general or geographical information system particular. So, in general conclusion, in Algeria, the difficulty to approach big complex systems in a serious and efficient manner is due to fact of a break between the academic world and the world of the socioeconomic sector. This kind of system requires the setting up of the multidisciplinary expertise of the two worlds for their survey and their development. It it's it is not the business of binomial or trinomial of student to study and to solving problem to see with the derisory means and in time very short of 6 months or 3 years according to the nature of the diploma preparat. It is the reason for which our works are not marketable and finished to a certain degree of the finishness and manageability wanted by the potential user. However, one cannot remind the crossed arms. It was necessary to achieve with what one made. This book shows the expertise of the academic world, and it is at the world of the socioeconomic sector to show its expertise concerning cooperation or the development join of the professional project on answering for a precise manner to their calm problem and giving domain. I hope that this book is. I hope that this book is going to open a national debate between to the worlds to surmount the possibility that our works offer in this domain better. Instead of being context, the projects or solution already made of Stringer, Wom really doesn't answer the problem of our enterprise. Yet, I tempt in time that teacher science the year 18 year computer department chief between science 1999 and some rector of university between 2030 2040 by the slot of about 60 convention to make a move to things of the two sides, but unfortunately, the actor of two worlds are not ready for it. There is not will to make a work very collaborative between academics. The obstacle could have discouraged us. Each would have regained its corner, recovered its method and its tools and predilection without bringing a real solution to the different problems, but to the country. It seems me that it is necessary to go from the before and further that this report, the one of the mutual comprehension of the two words, For my part, I prefer to show what one is capable to make, and it remains to give the necessary means to make our work more professional. I was necessary that there is a public and national organism or the private valorization, financing, and the pooling of the main of development and navigation to master data of the problems better to treat and the institute a certain interdisciplinarity for the project of social economic interest of national range. So, one already has the satisfaction to public more of uh, 260 communication and publication, 19% in English, right? In national and international conferences, of the magazine, of famous, and of the book, of the chapter of book, and the recognition and the international or national scientific community by the reference of our works in the domain of the system of geographical information system, GIS, of the research of information, of the image processing by the content, of the complex system for the research and for the research for the optimal solution, of optimization and the affectation, of the places and means, etc. For our students, the satisfaction to have their respective diploma are now they are put in the socio-economic sector as actor of development and is in the academic sector as academic teachers. Finally, I hope that this book is going to become a tool of reference on the work for the future student to contribute to the development of our country, especially in period of Skitschko. It is organized of a manner that every chapter corresponding to an autonomous research project. The the thread of Ariane of this book is in general the treatment and the information handling and the geographical spatial information in particular. Thank you for your attention. This is a presentation of the present and the promoted book. One of my 10 books published in 2018. Donc, on vient de présenter un peu le sixième livre sur les systèmes complexes et surtout le volume 1. Nous allons parler maintenant après pour le volume 2 et nous vous souhaitons bonne chance et bonne lecture aux potentiels lecteurs de cet ouvrage.